반반잘부! 안녕하세요 여러분. I'm teacher Scott.
And I'm Kangmin.
Before starting today's class, we will first check the correct answer to the homework given in the last class. This is the correct answer to homework. First, 제 여자친구가 이 선물을 좋아할까요? One more time. 제 여자친구가 이 선물을 좋아할까요? It means, would my girlfriend like this gift? Second, 그가 왜 오늘 파티에 안 올까요? One more time. 그가 왜 오늘 파티에 안 올까요? It means, why isn't he coming to the party today? Third, 우리 함께 여행 갈까요? One more time. 우리 함께 여행 갈까요? It means, shall we go on trip together? Fourth, 오늘 저녁에 뭐 먹을까요? 오늘 저녁에 뭐 먹을까요? It means, what to eat for dinner? Fifth, 주말에 같이 운동할까요? 주말에 같이 운동할까요? Would you like to work out together on the weekend? Last one, 우유 좀 살까요? 우유 좀 살까요? It means, can I buy some milk?
Yes. Have you all done well without forgetting your homework? Wow, that's great. Well, before starting today's class, we will review what we learned last time. Do you remember the 을까요 and 리을까요 we learned last time? Last review about 을까요 and 까요, verb plus 을까요 and 리을까요 are used after the stem of the verb and are the terminating endings of the sentence.
It is also used to ask for the other person's opinion or make a suggestion to the other person on an unspecified matter.
Yes, but when does we use 을까요 and 까요, Teacher Scott?
That's a good question. If there is a final consonant in the stem of a verb, 을까요 is used. For example, when we remove 다 from the verb 먹다, is there a consonant 기역? Then we use 을까요 after, so it becomes 먹을까요.
Conversely, if there is no final consonant in the stem of a verb, 리을까요 is used. For example, if 다 is removed from the verb 보다, it is 볼까요 by adding 리을까요 to the stem because there is no final consonant.
By the way, 리을까요 is also used for verbs in which final consonant of the stem ends in 리을. For example, when we remove 다 in the verb 만들다, there is a final consonant 리을. Originally, it was said that if there is a final consonant in a verb and an adjective, it is said to use 을까요. Only if there is a final consonant, 리을, we only need to use 까요 after the verb and an adjective. So it becomes 만들까요.
Oh, after reviewing, I remember what we learned last time. Then we will explain more easily through example sentences in which grammar is applied. This is the first example sentence. 여기에 앉다. When we remove the 다 from the verb 앉다, we can use 을까요 because it has a final consonant. So it becomes 앉을까요.
This is the second example sentence. 주말에 만나다. When we remove the 다 from the verb 만나다, we can use 리을까요 because it has no final consonant. So it becomes 만날까요.
Yes, this is the third example sentence. 창문을 열다. Okay, when we remove the 다 from the verb 열다, we can use 까요 because there is a final consonant 리을. So it becomes 열까요.
This is the fourth example sentence. 집에 가다. When we remove the 다 from the verb 가다, we can use 리을까요 because it has no final consonant. So it becomes 갈까요? Yes, do you remember after reviewing? Yes, thank you. So, can you tell us table of content before starting today's class, Teacher Gangmin?
Yeah, of course. I will give you the contents for today's class. First, let's learn the grammar concepts of Korean. Second, let's do some problem solutions to practice the grammar we learned. Third, after solving the problem, we will learn the concept by applying our knowledge. Fourth, we will practice by lifting the conversation directly through conversation class. Lastly, we will take the time to organize the class and announce the homework.
Yes, thank you. Then we will start the class. Today, what we will learn is 을 거예요 and 리을 거예요. 을 거예요 and 리을 거예요 are used after the stem in a verb or adjective and are used to talk about future situation, plans, possibilities, or subjective beliefs. By the way, are you curious about when do we use 을 거예요 and 리을 거예요? Let's find out. First, if you remove 다 from the basic form of a verb, the stem will remain in the verb. After that, 을 거예요 and 리을 거예요 are added. Next, if there is a final consonant in the stem of a verb, 을 거예요 is used. For example, if you remove 다 from the verb 먹다, is there a final consonant? 기역. Then we use 을 거예요 after, so it becomes 먹을 거예요.
Yes, conversely, if there is no final consonant in the stem of a verb, 리을 거예요 is used. For example, if you remove 다 from the verb 하다, is there no final consonant? Then we use 리을 거예요 after. So it becomes 할 거예요.
Yes, but there is one exception. If there is a final consonant in the verb is 리을, we have to use 거예요.
Yeah, right. Then, shall we learn more through example sentences?
Yes, this is the first example sentence. 내일부터 열심히 공부하다. When we remove 다 from the verb 공부하다, and we can use 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant. So it becomes 내일부터 열심히 공부할 거예요.
Yes, this is the second example sentence. 주말에 케이크를 먹다. When we remove 다 from the verb 먹다, we can use 을 거예요 because there is a final consonant. So it becomes 주말에 케이크를 먹을 거예요.
Yeah, this is the third example sentence. 내일은 비가 오다. When we remove 다 from the verb 오다, we can use 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant. So it becomes 내일은 비가 올 거예요.
Yes, I understand better because I hear the explanation through example sentences. Then, from now on, let's practice by looking at example sentence through dialogue. Okay, Miso says, 여름 휴가 때 뭐 할 거예요? Okay, Nana answer, 가족과 함께 여행 갈 거예요. Okay, when we remove 다 from the verb 가다, we can use 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant. So it becomes 가족과 함께 여행 갈 거예요.
Yes, did you understand all the grammar? Then, this time, we will have time to practice while solving problems that apply the grammar we learned today.
Hello, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Ariana, who will help you solve your problem. Everyone, did you understand all the grammar we just learned? If you understand, please make a circle over your head. Wow, I think you guys are really smart.
Yeah, I think so. Then let's solve the grammar problems we learned today. The first problem will be solved with us. And for the second problem, we will give a little time, so please try it. This is the first problem. 지금 백화점에 가면 사람이 많다. What should we change 많다 to? Yes, the correct answer is 많을 거예요. One more time, 많을 거예요. When we remove 다 from the verb 많다, we can use 을 거예요 because there is a final consonant. Let's read it together. 지금 백화점에 가면 사람들이 많을 거예요. As one more time. 지금 백화점에 가면 사람들이 많을 거예요. Everyone, is it easy? Yeah, I hope you also try to solve the problem by making sure that the verb has a final consonant or not.
Next, this is the second problem. We'll give you a little time to think about this problem, so I hope you solve it by yourself. 수진 씨가 그 이야기를 들으면 화를 내다. What should we change 화를 내다 to? I'll give you 5 seconds. Yes, the correct answer is 화를 낼 거예요. 화를 낼 거예요. When we remove the from the verb 화를 내다, we can use 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant. Did you understand? I got it. Let's read them all together. 수진 씨가 그 이야기를 들으면 화를 낼 거예요. One more time. 수진 씨가 그 이야기를 들으면 화를 낼 거예요. Yes, we are done. Shall we solve the next problem, Teacher Kelly?
Yes, this is the third problem. 방송국에서 일하면 유명한 배우를 만나다. How should we change 만나다 to? I'll give you 5 seconds. Yes, the correct answer is 만날 거예요. One more time. 만날 거예요. When we remove 다 from the verb 만나다, we can use 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant. Then let's read them all together. 방송국에서 일하면 유명한 배우를 만날 거예요. Okay, repeat after me. 방송국에서 일하면 유명한 배우를 만날 거예요.
This is the first problem. 제니 씨가 로제 씨 전화번호를 알다. What should we change 알다 to? I'll give you 5 seconds. Yes, the correct answer is 알 거예요. 알 거예요. When we remove 다 from the verb 알다, we can use 거예요 because there is a final consonant 리을. This is the exception case we learned earlier. Let's read them all together. 제니 씨가 로제 씨 전화번호를 알 거예요. Repeat after me louder. 제니 씨가 로제 씨 전화번호를 알 거예요. Everyone did well. Teacher Kelly, what kind of problem are you going to solve this time?
Yes, the next problem is to change the verb or adjective in the underline into the correct word. Yes, this is the first problem. 쉬는 시간에 우유를 마시다. 쉬는 시간에 우유를 마시다. What should we change 마시다 to? I will give you 5 seconds. Yes, that's right. 마실 거예요. Repeat after me. 마실 거예요. When we leave 다 from the verb 마시다, then we can use 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant.
This is the second problem. 학교가 끝나고 친구와 영화를 보다. I'll give you 5 seconds. The correct answer is 볼 거예요. 볼 거예요. When we remove 다 from the verb 보다, we can use 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant.
Yes, next, this is the third problem. 주말에 동생이랑 놀이동산에 가다. 주말에 동생이랑 놀이동산에 가다. I'll give you 5 seconds. Yes, that's right. It is 갈 거예요. Repeat after me. 갈 거예요. When we remove 다 from the verb 가다, so we can use 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant.
This is the first problem. 지민 씨와 춤을 추다. I'll give you 5 seconds. The correct answer is 춤을 출 거예요. 춤을 출 거예요. When we remove the from the verb 춤을 추다, we can use 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant. Everyone did very well.
Yes, next problem is the problem of changing the basic form verb or adjective by applying 일까요 and 리을까요. Okay, let's solve the first problem. 자다, 자다. What should we change 자다 to? Yes, good job. It is 잘 거예요. 잘 거예요. Okay, repeat after me. 잘 거예요. It's because there is no final consonant in the verb 자다. 리을 거예요 is used to become 잘 거예요.
Next problem. 읽다, 읽다. What should we change 읽다 to? Yes, good job. It is 읽을 거예요. 읽을 거예요. Because there is a final consonant in the verb 읽다, 을 거예요 is used to become 읽을 거예요.
Yes. Next problem. 좋다, 좋다. What should we change 좋다 to? Yes, great. It is 좋을 거예요. Okay, one more time. 좋을 거예요. Because there is a final consonant in the adjective 좋다, so 을 거예요 is used to become 좋을 거예요.
This is the last problem. 바쁘다, 바쁘다. What should we change 바쁘다 to? Yes, good job. It is 바쁠 거예요. 바쁠 거예요. Because there is no final consonant in the adjective 바쁘다, 리을 거예요. Because there is no final consonant in the adjective 바쁘다, 리을 거예요 is used to become 바쁠 거예요. Yes, everyone did a good job.
Did you all help with problem solving time? Yes, thank you. This is the end of the problem solving time. Now we will invite Ethan and Chloe to have a fun conversation time.
Hello, I'm Chloe.
I'm Ethan. And everyone, today I'm going to take a walk and eat dinner. Do you like to take a walk? There are so many things that can help your body when you work.
Among them, it is said to be weight loss. I think it would be good to go on diet with light work.
Then, shall we go to the park? 1, 2, 3.
Hey, did you enjoy class today?
No. There was a few things I didn't understand today. 집에 가서 복습할 거예요.
집에 가서 복습할 거예요. The meaning of this sentence is I will go home and review. Can you see the grammar 리을 거예요 we'll learn today? 복습하다 is review. When the was removed from the verb 복습하다, we use 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant. So it becomes 복습할 거예요.
Okay, please repeat after me. 집에 가서 복습할 거예요.
집에 가서 복습할 거예요.
Okay, here is 집. 집 is home. And 가다 is go. And 복습하다 is review. Everyone, what does home say in Korean? Yes, it is 집.
Then, what do you say go in Korean? Yes, it is to 가다.
What do we say review in Korean? Yes, it is 복습하다. You did really well.
Then repeat after me slowly. 집에 가서 복습할 거예요.
집에 가서 복습할 거예요. Okay, I think it's great to take a walk.
Ethan, do you usually take a walk a lot?
Yes, I take a walk when I had complicated or when I want to exercise.
I will have to take a lot of work from now on.
Chloe, 산책하고 나서 뭐 할 거예요?
Chloe, 산책하고 나서 뭐 할 거예요?
The meaning of this sentence is, what are you going to do after taking a walk? If you look at the sentence here, the grammar 리을 거예요 is used. Here, 하다 is do. When 다 is removed from the verb 하다, we can add it 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant. So it becomes 할 거예요.
Please repeat after me. 산책하고 나서 뭐 할 거예요?
산책하고 나서 뭐 할 거예요?
Here, 산책하다 is take a walk. Everyone, what does take a walk say in Korean? Yes, it is 산책하다. Please repeat after me. 산책하다. Let's say the sentence again. 산책하고 나서 뭐 할 거예요?
산책하고 나서 뭐 할 거예요? Okay, I can feel your pronunciation is better. 저는 친구를 만나서 같이 밥을 먹을 거예요.
저는 친구를 만나서 같이 밥을 먹을 거예요.
The meaning of this sentence is I will meet a friend and eat together. Here, the friend is 친구. Meet is 만나다. Rice is 밥. Yeah, eat is 먹다.
Everyone, what do you say friend in Korean? Yes, this is 친구.
Then what do we say meat in Korean? Yes, it is 만나다.
What do you say rice in Korean? Yes, it is 밥.
Then what do we say eat in Korean? Yes, it is 먹다.
Repeat after me in a loud voice. 저는 친구를 만나서 같이 밥을 먹을 거예요.
저는 친구를 만나서 같이 밥을 먹을 거예요.
Can you see the grammar 을 거예요? The verb 먹다 means eat. If you remove the from the verb 먹다, we can add 을 거예요. then it becomes 먹을 거예요. Everyone, repeat after me again. 저는 친구를 만나서 같이 밥을 먹을 거예요.
저는 친구를 만나서 같이 밥을 먹을 거예요. Okay, I see. Chloe, do you have any time this Saturday?
아니요, 이번 주 토요일에는 바쁠 거예요.
아니요. 이번 주 토요일에는 바쁠 거예요. The meaning of this sentence is no, I will be busy this Saturday.
Here, 이번 주 is this week. 토요일 is Saturday. And 바쁘다 is busy. Everyone, then what do you say this week in Korean? Yes, it is 이번 주.
And what do we say Saturday in Korean? Yes, it is 토요일.
What do you say busy in Korean? Yes, it is 바쁘다. Then repeat after me loudly. 아니요, 이번 주 토요일에는 바쁠 거예요.
아니요, 이번 주 토요일에는 바쁠 거예요. Can you see the grammar 리을 거예요 we learned today? The adjective 바쁘다 means busy. When 다 is removed from the adjective 바쁘다, we use 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant. So it becomes 바쁠 거예요.
Everyone, can you repeat after me? 아니요, 이번 주 토요일에는 바쁠 거예요.
아니요, 이번 주 토요일에는 바쁠 거예요.
Yes, you guys followed really well.
Then we will invite teacher Scott and Kangmin and have a time to wrap it up.
Yes, this is the time to wrap up. Let's review about 을 거예요 and 리을 거예요. 을 거예요 and 리을 거예요 are used after a stem in a verb and are used to talk about future situation, plans, possibilities or subjective beliefs. So, teacher Kangmin, when do we use 을 거예요 and 리을 거예요?
Yes, let me explain. First, if you remove 다 from the basic form of a verb, the stem will remain in the verb. After that, 을 거예요 and 리을 거예요 are added. If there is a final consonant in the stem of a verb, 을 거예요 is used. For example, if you remove 다 from the verb 먹다, is there a final consonant 기역? Then we use 을 거예요 after. So it becomes 먹을 거예요.
Conversely, if there is no final consonant in the stem of a verb, 리을 거예요 is used. For example, when we remove 다 from the verb 하다, is there no final consonant? Then we use 리을 거예요 after, so it becomes 할 거예요.
Yes, but there is one exception. If there is a final consonant in the verb is 리을, we have to use 거예요.
That's right. Then, shall we read more through example sentences?
Yes, this is the first example sentence. 내일부터 열심히 공부하다. When we remove 다 from the verb 공부하다, we can use 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant. So it becomes 내일부터 열심히 공부할 거예요.
This is the second example sentence. 주말에 케이크를 먹다. When we remove 다 from the verb 먹다, we can use 을 거예요 because there is a final consonant. So it becomes 주말에 케이크를 먹을 거예요.
Yes, this is the third example sentence. 내일은 비가 오다. When we remove 다 from the verb 오다, we can use 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant. So it becomes 내일은 비가 올 거예요.
Yes, I can remember better because I hear the explanation through example sentences. And you guys? Okay. Then from now on, let's review by looking at example sentences through dialogue. 미소 says, 여름 휴가 때 뭐 할 거예요? Nana answers, 가족과 함께 여행 갈 거예요. Okay, one more time. 미소 says, 여름 휴가 때 뭐 할 거예요? Nana answers, 가족과 함께 여행 갈 거예요. When we remove 다 from the verb 가다, we can use 리을 거예요 because there is no final consonant. So it becomes 가족과 함께 여행 갈 거예요.
Yes, here our class is done. But before we finish class, we will give you the homework you love very much. Use the grammar we learned today to change the verbs in parentheses into appropriate words and write them on the line.
Yes, I hope you do not forget today's homework.
Then, shall we have the last time? Buzzword?
Yes, let me introduce today Buzzword. Today's Buzzword is 인싸. The word 인싸 refers to the insider of English. Meaning is a person who gets along well with the people around him or her. Could the people who are 인싸 here? Raise your hands. Yes, there are a lot of 인싸 here. When I think of it, I'm also 인싸. Maybe you are not 인싸, but if you have such friends around you, how about calling them 인싸? Yes, thank you everyone. 그럼 다음 시간에 봐요. 안녕!
Japan was able to bend the curve for suicide rates from 80 suicides per day.
And a new study by the World Health Organization shows that one person dies every 40 seconds from suicide.
Do you remember We'll call him Vinny. He's 20 years old. He doesn't want to reveal his name or face, but he does want to share his story. He was depressed and desperate.
In the past 16 weeks, since mental illness took my son Matthew's life,
여러분 안녕하세요.
Hello everyone.
마인드 강사 오주영입니다.
I am Mind Lecture Instructor Oh Joo-young.
네, 앞에 영상 잘 보셨나요?
Did you watch the video well?
네, 여러분 오늘은 영상에 보신 것과 같이
Just like you saw in the video,
최근에 많은 사람들이 고립되어 살아가고 있습니다.
recently many people are living isolated.
그들은 고립되어 사는 동안에
And while these people are living in isolation,
우울증이나 정신적인 질병에 걸려 있는데요.
they have depression or they have mental illnesses.
오늘은 저와 같이 이렇게 고립에 대해서 이야기를 나눠보도록 하겠습니다.
And today we are going to talk about isolation together.
네, 2010년에 나사는 화사 탐사 시뮬레이션을 했습니다.
And so in 2010, NASA did a Mars exploration simulation.
모형 비행선에 탑승한 우주 비행사 6명을 고립시키는 실험을 했는데요.
And so they did a simulation of getting on a plane and being isolated of 6 people of them.
네, 시간이 지나면서 2명은 수면 패턴에 이상이 생겼습니다.
And so as time passed, 2 of them started to have sleep issues.
동료들이 깨어 있을 때 잠을 자는 것입니다.
And so while their friends are awake, they would be sleeping.
네, 그들의 불안한 모습을 많이 보였는데요.
And so they were actually very anxious.
우주 비행사들은 실험을 하는 동안에
And so while those astronauts were doing the simulation,
외로움을 느끼는 것이 계속 증가했습니다.
and so their feeling of loneliness continued to increase.
6개월 정도 꾸준히 증가하다가
And so this feeling continued to increase for 6 months.
이제 서서히 줄어드는 것을 봤는데요.
And then they saw that it decreased after that time.
이렇게 줄어드는 때에 지능도 같이 나빠지는 것을 봤습니다.
And as that decreased, they also saw that their level of intelligence also decreased.
네, 520일 동안 고립되어 있는데도
And so even while they were isolated for 520 days,
이 우주 비행사 6명은 극단적인 선택이나 적대감은 일어나지 않았습니다.
and so these astronauts, they didn't take extreme choices or they didn't actually have any hostility towards each other.
네, 아마도 이들은 잘 훈련되어 있는 비행사였기 때문인데요.
And it must be because they were actually well-trained astronauts.
그들은 계획된 시뮬레이션이라는 사실을 본인들이 알고 있었기 때문에
And because they knew that this was a simulation that they had planned in advance,
만들어진 결과의 가능성이 큽니다.
and this result is due to them knowing this actually ahead of time.
반면에 미국에서는요.
And on the other hand, in America,
교도소 수감자 25,000명을 분석했습니다.
they actually analyzed 25,000 inmates and prisoners.
네, 그 결과 하루 평균 23시간을 독방에 격리된 채 지냈는데요.
And so actually, on an average of 23 hours, they were in an isolated room.
이 수감자들 중에서 22에서 45%가 뇌 손상이 크게 일어났습니다.
And so among these inmates, 22 to 45% of these inmates actually had brain damage.
그리고 이들은 심각한 정신질환을 겪었는데요.
And these people actually went through a lot of mental illness.
또 그 사람들 중에 많은 사람들이 자살하는 결과를 볼 수 있었습니다.
And we were able to see that among those people, a lot of them had committed suicide.
네, 2005년 캘리포니아 교도소 내에서 일어난 자살 중에
And so in 2005, among the suicides that occurred in California prisons,
70%가 독방에서 일어난 것이었습니다.
70% of them actually occurred in the isolation cells.
그들은 다른 사람들과 접촉이 전혀 없는 독방 수감자들인데요.
And so these are inmates that are in these isolated cells where they have no contact with other people.
네, 그들은 미세한 소리와 움직임에도 강박적인 집착이 심해졌고요.
And so they became obsessive over even the smallest sound or movement.
불안함과 두려운 마음이 가득 찼습니다.
And they were filled with anxiousness, anxiety, and fear.
최근에 전 세계적으로 청소년들과 어른들 할 것 없이 자살률이 이렇게 늘어나고 있는데요.
And so all over the world, regardless of whether you're a youth or an adult, the rate of suicide is increasing a lot.
왜 이렇게 자살률이 늘어나는 걸까요?
Why is the rate of suicide increasing so much?
한국도 이렇게 자살률이 많이 늘어나는데
And so in Korea, the rate of suicide is also increasing.
사실 한국도 이렇게 예전보다 훨씬 더 좋은 환경으로 우리가 발전해 나갔습니다.
And actually, compared to before, Korea has developed a lot.
네, 우리가 자살한 동기를 살펴봤는데요.
And so they looked into the core reason as to why people are committing suicide.
우울증과 같은 정신적인 문제가 가장 높았습니다.
And the highest reason was like depression or some type of mental illness.
그래서 한국에서는
So in Korea,
자살률을 낮추기 위해서
in order to lower the rate of suicide,
자살을 하는데 사용하는 휴대용 가스를 없애자고 했습니다.
they said, let's get rid of the portable gas that they use to commit suicide.
네, 다양한 분석과 여러 가지 해결책을 제안했지만
And so they did many different types of analysis and tried to come up with a solution.
불행하게도 자살률은 줄어들지 않고 있습니다.
But unfortunately, the rate of suicide is not decreasing at all.
그러면 어른부터 어린아이까지
And so from little children to adults,
삶의 극단적인 선택과 자살로 이끌어가는 근본적인 원인은 무엇일까요?
and so what is the core reason that people choose to create or make extreme choices?
네, 우리는 지금 서로 믿지 못하는 시대에 살고 있습니다.
Actually, we are living in an age where we are not able to trust each other.
학생이 선생님을 믿지 못하고
Students cannot trust their teachers.
학부모가 학교를 믿지 못하는 세상에 살고 있는데요.
And we're living in a world where the parents cannot trust the schools.
서로가 믿지 못하는 상태에서는 표면적인 관계만 형성이 됩니다.
And so in a relationship where you cannot trust each other, there is only a relationship that is superficial.
네, 그래서 그런 사람들은 고립이 될 수밖에 없는데요.
And so those people can only but become isolated.
요즘에는 동경이나 뉴욕, 서울 같은 큰 도시에 수천만 명이 모여 삽니다.
And so in cities such as New York or Seoul, there are thousands and millions of people living there together.
근데 마음이 고립되어서
However, their hearts are isolated.
혼자 사는 사람들이 많이 있습니다.
There are many people that are living alone.
최근에는 오타쿠족, 히키코모리 등 신조어가 늘어나고 있는데요.
And so recently there's a lot of people who are named or labeled otakus or hikimoris.
네, 타인과 관계가 단절된 상태로
And so with no connection to other people,
고립되어 살아가는 사람들을 말하는 겁니다.
it's talking about those that are living an isolated life.
이런 것들을 보면 우리 사회를 정확하게 보여주는 사례입니다.
And so when we look at these type of people, we can see how our society is.
세상에서 문제를 일으키는 사람들의 공통점이 있는데요.
And so there is a similar characteristic of those that create problems in the world.
그들은 내면적이나 외면적으로 고립되어 있다는 것입니다.
It means it's that they are actually inside and outwardly isolated.
자살뿐만 아니라 최근에 세계 각국에서 일어나는 문제들인데요.
And so it's not just suicide. This is an issue that occurs in each country.
무차별적인 폭력이나 총기 난사 사건이 있었습니다.
There was actually a lot of cases where there were gun violence and also violence for no reason.
네, 이런 사건들은 고립된 상태에서 나타나는데요.
And so these things happen when people are isolated.
자기 생각을 믿는 사람들에 의해서 발생합니다.
And it is done by people that believe in their own thoughts.
그 생각에 갇혀버린 사람들이 가는 마지막 도착 지점인데요.
And so these people, it's the last result or the end result of how they go.
고립된 사람은 자신의 생각만 믿기 때문입니다.
And it's because people who are isolated, they just only believe in their own thoughts.
네, 누구의 말도 듣지 않고
They don't listen to anybody else.
누구도 믿지 않습니다.
And they don't trust anybody else either.
그처럼 고인물은 시간이 지나면 썩어버리는데요.
And as you can know, if water is just lingering there, it'll actually rot.
마음도 고립이 되면 병이 들게 됩니다.
And also, if the heart is just left alone, it'll actually become sick.
하지만 각자의 마음이 고립되어 있지 않고
However, if everyone's heart is not isolated,
서로 흐르면
and if it's flowing with each other,
좋은 옷을 입지 못하더라도
even if you're not able to wear good clothes,
맛있는 음식을 먹지 못해도
even if you're not able to eat good food,
행복하게 살 수 있습니다.
you can live a happy life.
마음이 같이 흐를 때 우리는 행복함을 느끼게 됩니다.
And so when our heart flows, that is when we are able to feel happiness.
불행한 일은
Things that are misery,
대부분 마음이 흐리지 않아서 발생합니다.
they happen because the hearts are not flowing.
그 말은 고립이 되어서 내 생각만 믿을 때 일어난다는 말인데요.
In other words, it happens because you're isolated and so you only believe in your own thoughts.
몇 년 전 이야기입니다.
And so this is something that happened a few years ago.
저희 IYF를 만난 한 여학생의 이야기인데요.
And this is a story of one female student who actually became a part of IYF.
이 학생은 길을 걸을 때
This student, when she was walking on the road,
뒤에서 누군가가 칼로 자기를 찌를 것 같다는 생각이 들었습니다.
she had the thought that as she's walking alone, someone is going to stab her.
횡단보도 앞에서 건너려고 하다가
And as she was trying to cross the street,
돌아설 때가 많았다고 합니다.
there were many times when she would look back.
또 밤에 자려고 하면
And when she's trying to sleep at night,
낯선 남자가 문을 부수고 들어와서
or maybe a strange man will break down the door and come in.
옷을 벗기고 자기를 욕보일 것 같다는 생각이 들었습니다.
And she thought that maybe that man will come in and take off her clothes and insult her.
그런 마음으로 불안해서 잠을 이루지 못했을 때가 많다고 했습니다.
And she said because of those worries, there were many times when she was not able to sleep well.
하루는 이 여학생이 엄마와 함께 미용실에 갔습니다.
And one day, this female student went to the hair salon with her mother.
미용실 원장님은 어머니와 친한 친구분이셨는데요.
And then the owner of that hair salon was a close friend of her mother.
그런데 미용실 원장님께서 학생에게 이야기했습니다.
And then the owner of the hair salon said to the student,
너 마음에 있는 어려움이나 고민 있으면 나에게 편하게 한번 이야기해봐.
Hey, if you have any worries or difficulties in your heart, be comfortable and tell them to me.
학생 마음에 저분이 내 상태를 알고 저러는 거 아니야? 하는 생각이 들었습니다.
And the student thought, does that person know what kind of situation I'm in that they're asking this?
그래서 이렇게 말했습니다.
And so the student answered in this way.
내가 이야기하면 원장님이 나를 정신병자라고 무시할 것 같아서 안 할래요.
If I tell you what I have or my problems, I feel like you're going to treat me as a mental patient and you're going to despise me. So I don't want to tell you anything.
아니야, 내가 너를 왜 무시해?
No, why would I despise you?
괜찮아, 나는 너를 이해하고
It's okay, I understand you.
너를 좋은 길로 이끌어주길 원하는 거야.
And I want to lead you down a good path.
그러니까 편안하게 한번 이야기해봐.
So speak comfortably.
그래서 자기 속에 일어나는 모든 마음을 그대로 이야기했습니다.
And so she started to talk about all the thoughts that arose within her.
내가 길을 갈 때
When I go down the road,
누가 칼을 날로 찔러 죽일 것 같은 생각이 일어나요.
I have the thought that someone's going to come and stab me with a knife.
사람들이 많은 곳에 가면 너무 겁나요.
And when I go to places where there's a lot of people, I'm so afraid.
그런데 사람이 없으면
However, if there's nobody,
너무 사람이 없어서 조용하기 때문에 또 겁이 나요.
because there's nobody and it's so quiet, at that time I still feel fear.
횡단보도를 건너려고 하면
And when I try to cross the crosswalk,
분명히 차들이 정지선에 서 있는데
all the cars are lined up at the line.
내가 지나갈 때 그 차들이 나를 치어 죽일 것 같아요.
But when I'm passing, I feel like those cars are gonna charge and they're gonna kill me.
무엇보다 밤에 잠을 잘 때 잠을 못 자요.
And more than anything else, at night I'm not able to sleep very well.
문을 잠그고 자는데도
Even though I sleep with my doors locked,
낯선 남자가 문을 부수고 들어와서
I feel like some strange man is going to knock down the doors.
내 옷을 벗기고
He's going to take off my clothes.
나를 희롱할 것 같아서 너무 불안해요.
And I feel like he's going to assault me, so I am so insecure and scared.
그러자 원장님이 이렇게 말을 해줬어요.
And so the owner of the hair salon said,
사람은 누구나 어두운 마음이 있어.
Whoever it is, people have some type of dark heart.
그런데 그 어둠에서 벗어나는 방법을 많은 사람들이 몰라.
However, many people do not know the way to become free from that darkness.
어둠에서 벗어나려면 어떻게 해야 되는지 알아?
Do you know what you have to do to become free from that darkness?
그 이야기를 듣는 순간
And the moment she heard this,
이 학생의 마음이 열렸습니다.
the student's heart opened.
어떻게 해야 되는데요?
What should I do?
미용실 원장님은 굉장히 쉽게 설명을 해줬습니다.
And so the owner of the hair salon actually explained it in a very simple way.
캄캄한 방에 전기불을 켜면
So in a dark room, if you turn on the electricity
어두움이 다 물러가듯이
and the light, then all the darkness is cast away.
마음에 빛이 들어오면
When light enters the heart,
어두운 생각들이 다 물러나는 거야.
all the dark thoughts actually are cast away.
아, 진짜 그렇겠네요.
Oh, that's right.
그리고 마음의 세계에 대해서 한동안 대화를 나눴습니다.
And so they started to have a conversation for a while about the world of hearts.
그 후에 학생의 마음이 어두움에서 물러갔고
And so after that, the darkness actually disappeared from the student's heart
마음에 빛이 찾아왔습니다.
and light came to her heart.
학생이 그날 이후로 전혀 다른 삶을 살 수 있었는데요.
And after that, the student was able to live a completely different life.
몇 년 뒤에 학생은 인도로 해외 봉사를 갔습니다.
And a few years later, this student went to India as a volunteer.
학생은 인도에 있는 동안에
And while the student was in India,
자신과 같이 마음이 고립된 많은 학생들을 만났습니다.
she met a lot of students whose heart were isolated just like her.
그리고 그런 학생들의 마음에 빛을 심어줬습니다.
And to those students, she actually planted light in their hearts.
사람은 혼자 살아갈 수 없도록 만들어졌는데요.
And humans are made so that they are not able to live alone.
외부와 차단된 채 혼자 살아가는 사람들이 많이 있습니다.
But there are many people who are living alone with no connection to the outside world.
그런 사람들은 생각 속에 갇혀서 정신적인 질환을 겪기 쉽습니다.
And so those people, they are actually within their thoughts and it's very easy for them to fall or have mental illness.
제가 이전에 말씀드린 교도소의 사람들은
And so the inmates that I talked about earlier,
독방에서 고립되었을 때 결과처럼 말입니다.
like the results of those inmates that were in isolated cells.
그래서 사람은 끊임없이 다른 사람들과 깊은 대화를 나눠야 합니다.
And so people need to continue to have deep conversations with other people.
그러면서 마음을 조율해 나가야 합니다.
And they have to start to control or match their hearts.
우리가 어려울 때나 힘들 때,
When we have difficulties,
기쁠 때는 마음을 나눌 상대가 필요한 겁니다.
or hardships or happiness, we have to have someone to share this heart with.
마음을 나눌 사람이 없고
If you don't have anybody to share your heart with,
외롭거나 고독함 그걸 혼자 갖고 있는 사람들은
and people who have their loneliness and suffering all to themselves,
결국 그 극단적인 방법을 선택할 수밖에 없습니다.
they can only but make an extreme choice.
방금 전에 이야기했던 그 여학생도 같은데요.
And so the female student that I just talked about earlier is the same.
만약에 마음을 나눌 사람이 없었다면
If she had nobody to share her heart with,
결국 자신의 생각을 따라갔을 것입니다.
in the end she will have followed her thoughts.
그 고립된 마음 속에서
And so inside of that isolated heart,
다른 사람들과 교류하지 않았을 것입니다.
she wouldn't have communicated with other people.
내가 약할 때나 내가 아무것도 할 수 없을 때
When I am weak and I am not able to do anything,
나의 부족함을 다 이야기하면서 교류할 수 있는 사람이 있다면
if you have someone to talk about your lackings with,
그 사람에 대한 믿음이 자라서
then your trust towards that person will grow.
내 마음을 교류하게 되고
Then you will start to communicate your heart.
그런 사람들이 많아진다면
And if you have more of those type of people around
이
you,
세상에 자살을 할 사람은 아무도 없을 것입니다.
there will be nobody who will be committing suicide in this world.
우리가 여러분들 중에는 나는 괜찮아, 지금 괜찮아, 혼자 조금 있고 싶을 뿐이야 하는 마음을 갖고 계신 분도 있을 겁니다.
So some people may think, okay, it's okay that I'm alone. I just want to spend some time by myself.
아니면 뭐 다음에 좀 마음에 있는 얘기를 해야지라는 생각을 갖고 계신 분도 있을 겁니다.
And some people may think, okay, next time I will talk about my heart more.
생각이라는 것은 순식간에 자라는데요.
And actually thoughts grow in just a moment's time.
그래서 여러분들이 이 생각이 짧은 순간에 크게 자라지 않도록
And so that this thought does not grow all of a sudden in a short amount of time.
지금 바로 가까이 있는 사람에게 마음에 있는 대화를 한번 해보세요.
To a person who is close by you, talk about your heart to them.
사람은 어떤 생각에 사로잡혀 있으면
So if a person is caught by a certain thought,
대화를 통해서 마음을 다른 곳으로 옮겨주면 됩니다.
you can move their heart through conversation.
계속 대화를 하다 보면
And as you continue to communicate with them,
사로잡힌 생각에서 벗어날 수가 있습니다.
they're able to become free from the thoughts that they are caught by.
절망 속에 있는 마음에
So in the heart that is in despair,
소망을 심으면
if you plant hope,
마음이 조금씩 변하는 것을 볼 수 있습니다.
You can see that their heart starts to change little by little.
그래서 이제 우리가 마음의 세계를 알아야 되는데요.
And so now we have to know about the world of hearts.
마음이 먼저 절망에서 벗어나면
And so if your heart is able to become free from despair,
몸도 자연스럽게 벗어나서
your body will also become free.
행복하게 살 수 있는 겁니다.
You can live a happy life.
우리가 이런 마음의 세계를 배우면서
And as we learn about the world of hearts,
모든 어려웠던 일들이나 힘든 것들을 이겨낼 수 있는 겁니다.
you can overcome all the difficulties and problems that you had in your life.
저희는 계속해서 이 마음의 세계에 대해서 이야기를 나누려고 하는데요.
And so we're going to actually continue to talk about the world of the hearts.
이 마음의 세계에 대한 이야기를 듣고서
And so after listening to the world of hearts,
누구보다 더 건강하고 강한 마음을 갖는 사람이 되길 바랍니다.
I hope that you become someone who has a more healthier and stronger heart than anybody else in the world.
네, 감사합니다.
Thank you.